Hey guys, and in this video I will show you how improving your mindset will be the defining factor in whether you improve your health. And the best thing, initially we only have to focus on one area. Stick around and find out what that area is and how you can stop making the same mistake many are making every single time you want to get better health. So being a personal trainer, I see a lot of people who just say exercise and nutrition doesn't easily get their juices flowing. Tell an athlete to train for an hour every day and eat only chicken and broccoli, and they'll do it come rain or shine. Why? Because they want to be the best, and the consequences of not doing that could be very public displays of failure if they're dropped from the team or miss out on the top spot. But for people I train, they're just regular people who have multiple priorities in the day and have recently noticed their health slide a little. A shortness of breath going up the stairs, trousers feeling a little bit tighter each month, and always tired. Yet all of that is visible. The very factors that could hamper any progress in improving your health and fitness is actually invisible and lies hidden amongst a sea of thought and self-sabotage. So, have you guessed what it is yet? It is our beliefs. You call them beliefs. Author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramsetti, calls them invisible scripts. Some psychologies call it schema. They are ways of interpreting yourself and the world around you that will influence the decisions and behaviors you do every moment of your day. In my line of work, beliefs reveal themselves when someone is talking to me. They will say, I have no willpower, or I'm just not the exercise type, or I can't get to the level I want to because I'm too busy or too old or don't have enough money. To understand why beliefs can act as viruses inside the mind, we have to look at the role of perception in your life. Look around you now and see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel. All of this is stimuli. This stimuli goes into your brain and gets sorted for what's relevant or significant, what isn't so gets discarded, or what needs to be acted upon now or later. By the time you're consciously aware of anything, your brain has sorted everything and determined what is important for you to focus on, your conscious narrative on what you're focusing on, and how to act upon that information. This is your perception of the world. It's not reality, but you interpret it and act as though it is real. So what is the big influence on this? Well, it's your belief systems. Your beliefs are perceived truth that influence your day-to-day reality. Let me give you an example. If you go into the supermarket and you are a smoker, there is a high likelihood that you will buy cigarettes. Equally, if you are someone who is into muscle building and not vegan, you are likely to pick up some chicken and protein powder, amongst other things. What stops someone who has never smoked in their lives going into the supermarket, buying a pack of 10, and just lighting up? Well, nothing. It's a free country, but your belief systems stop you doing it because your attention is not directed at that, and so it's not even an option. Health and fitness is the same. If you want to lose weight, run 5K, get stronger when you've never lifted before, learn to handle stress more efficiently, so you are confident in a more senior role. You have to be aware of how beliefs are shaping your reality. Some of the ways beliefs have revealed themselves to me include, I could never sustain that weight, so what's the point in trying? My back wouldn't survive a 5K run. I'd be in agony for days after. I don't want to have massive muscles. Those in the gym will see that I haven't got a clue. It's just part of being in the senior team. If I can't handle it, then I have no chance of getting into that role. When you consider that your beliefs influence the decisions you make and the behaviors you adopt, the consequences can be huge. For example, there is a form of belief called Self Efficacy. Popularized by the psychologist Albert Bandura, it's the belief in your personal ability to succeed in a particular situation. Let's take running 5K in 6 months' time. There are essentially 3 ways you could think about running 5K. One is, there's no way I'd be able to run 5K. 2 is, well, I haven't run before, but I'm pretty sure with the right training I could do it. And 3, yes, of course I could run 5k. I ran a half marathon last year. As you can see, if you were to have the belief A, you probably wouldn't even give it another thought because you've written it off. You've put a full stop, a no-go on that experience. With belief B, you recognize you are at ground zero of this experience as such, but are open to the idea of progress, something psychologist Carol Dweck would call a growth mindset. With belief C, you may as well be asking, is the sun gonna rise tomorrow, in their certainty that they could perform that task. And this plays a big part in your ability to improve your health. In one study of 612 adults, they found self-efficacy was the only independent variable that consistently predicted exercise outcomes. In another study, 102 adults were assigned a workout regime to be completed at home for a 6-month period. Both at the beginning of that period and at the end, the participants were asked questions related to their beliefs around exercise. The study found those who had higher self-efficacy and control beliefs at 6 months were more likely to report that they were still exercising at 9 and 12 months after the study. This posts a clear picture of what has to happen for you to stand any chance of improving your health, and gives clear indication that beliefs can screw up your health if not kept in check. So what can we do to ensure your beliefs line up with your desire to improve your health and avoid any chance of self-sabotage? I'm going to give you 2 things you can do, and as a bonus, give you a thought exercise to really get you going. So number 1 is ask better questions. A question directs your thinking. A quote by the Chinese philosopher Confucius says, "The one who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions." And the British philosopher Bertrand Russell said about questions, "In all my affairs, it's a healthy thing now and then to hang a question mark on the things you have long taken for granted." And what do we take for granted more than our beliefs to maintain our current reality? By asking questions around your beliefs, first it takes awareness that it needs to be questioned, and that comes from the notion that it is restricting you in some way, what some may call limiting beliefs. Let's take the previous limiting belief I mentioned. There is no way I could do a 5k run. Some great questions to ask to change that belief would be, what if that wasn't true? How could I think about it that would make it more possible? How would I approach training for the run if I knew that I could do it? You'll notice these questions direct the mind into a position of possibility rather than a limiting belief that stops possibility dead in its tracks. Number 2, play the game of possibility. I'm always encouraged by the advice for writers who have had what they call writer's block. The advice goes, if you can't write a page, write a paragraph. If you can't write a paragraph, write a sentence. If you can't write a sentence, write a word. This advice can be summarized as just do something. So the game of possibility is breaking your belief down to the minimal effective dose of what you feel you can do. This has roots in exposure therapy, where the therapist will break down what someone is anxious about into small steps, gradually increasing the ante until they are immersed in what they are anxious about. The thought of a spider, a picture of a spider, a video of a spider, a real spider in the distance, within touching distance, actually touching the spider. When you have a belief relating to your health, find the minimal effective dose and start there. So there's no way I could do a 5k run. Maybe the minimal effective dose is walking 5k or even 1k and then building from there. So before we end, I want to give you a bonus, and it is an exercise. What would be useful beliefs to have for ongoing health? This is based on the idea that you don't always have to seek to change old beliefs. You can go ahead and begin creating new ones. YouTube and Instagram are filled with transformation stories from people who formerly weren't active or healthy people and transformed their lives. When a transformation like this can occur, it is impossible to maintain the former belief. This is known as cognitive dissonance. It states that you cannot have two opposing thoughts in your head. Instead, you will rationalize to create some congruence. So the exercise begins the process of creating new beliefs. Number 1, think of a useful belief you are very certain about right now. Maybe you believe you are great at organizing. Get a sense of what makes you certain about that belief. Number 2, now imagine a day not long from now where you have beliefs about your health and fitness as certain as the belief you chose in step 1. Step 3, choose between 1 and 3 beliefs and say them clearly. You can make it easier by structuring them as I am or I believe. Number 4, as a result of those beliefs around your health and fitness, what decisions and behaviors will you be doing as a result? And note them down. Number 5, strive to implement these behaviors in your life in the coming weeks. If you need to break them down and build them up, do that. So this exercise will be in the comments box for you to follow, and that's it for today. I'd love to hear your beliefs or questions about health and fitness in the comments box, which I'll answer promptly. It would also be great if you could subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.